I adore the Lord of the universe bearing the name of Rama, the chief of Raghu's line and the crest jewel of kings, the mine of compassion, the dispeller of all sins, appearing in human form through his Maya, deluding potency, the greatest of all gods, knowable through Vedanta, the Upanishads, constantly worshipped by Brahma, the Creator, Sambhu, Lord Shiva, and Sisa, the serpent god, the bestower of supreme peace in the form of final beatitude, placid, eternal, beyond the ordinary means of cognition, sinless and all-pervading. There is no other craving in my heart, O Lord of the Raghus. I speak the truth and you are the spirit indwelling the hearts of all. Grant me intense devotion to your feet, O crest jewel of Raghus, and free my mind from faults like concupiscence etc. I bow to the son of the wind god, the beloved devotee of Sri Rama, the lord of the Raghus, the chief of the monkeys, the repository of all virtues, the foremost among the wise, a fire to consume the forest of the demon race, possessing a body shining as a mountain of gold and a home of immeasurable strength. Hanuman was much delighted at heart to hear the heartening speech of Jambavan. He said, "Suffering hardships and living on bulbs, roots and fruits, wait for me, till I return after seeing Sita. I am sure our object will be accomplished as I feel very cheerful." So saying and after bowing his head to them all he set out full of joy with an image of Sri Rama, the Lord of the Raghus, enshrined in his heart. There was a beautiful hill on the seacoast, he lightly sprang onto its top. And invoking the hero of Raghu's line again and again, the son of the wind god took a leap with all his might. The hill on which Hanuman planted his foot while leaping sank down immediately into the nethermost region, Patala. Hanuman sped forth in the same way as the unerring shaft of Sri Rama, the Lord of the Raghus. Knowing him to be Sri Rama's emissary, the deity presiding over the ocean spoke to Mount Menaka, *, relieve him of his fatigue, O Menaka, by allowing him to rest on you. Hanuman simply touched the mountain with his hand and then made obeisance to it saying, "There can be no rest for me till I have accomplished Sri Rama's work." The gods saw the son of the wind god sweeping along, and in order to test his extraordinary strength and intelligence they sent Surasa, a mother of serpents, who came near him and said, "The gods have provided me a meal today." On hearing these words the son of the wind god said in reply, "Let me return after accomplishing Sri Rama's errand and tell my lord the news of Sita. Then I will approach you and enter your mouth, I tell you the truth. Mother, only let me go now." When, however, she would not let him go on any account, Hanuman said, "Then why not devour me?" She distended her mouth to a distance of 8 miles, while the chief of monkeys grew double the size of her mouth. She stretched her mouth to a circumference of 128 miles, and the son of the wind god immediately took a form covering 256 miles. Even as Surasa expanded her jaws, the chief of the monkeys manifested a form twice as large as her mouth. When she further expanded her mouth 800 miles wide, the son of the wind god assumed a very minute form, by which he entered her mouth and came out again and bowing his head to her begged leave to proceed. "I have gauged the extent of your wit and strength, the errand for which the gods had dispatched me. You will accomplish all the work of Sri Rama, a storehouse that you are of strength and intelligence." Having blessed Hanuman she departed and Hanuman too joyfully resumed his journey, through the air. There was a demoness who dwelt in the ocean and would catch the birds in the air by conjuring tricks, seeing on the surface of the water the reflection of the creature that coursed in the air. She would catch it and the bird was unable to move. In this way she would devour birds every day. She employed the same trick against Hanuman, but the chief of monkeys at once saw through her game. The valiant son of the wind god dispatched her and swept across the ocean, resolute of mind as he was. Reaching the other shore, he gazed on the loveliness of the forest with the bees humming in quest of honey. Trees of various kinds looked charming with fruits and flowers, and he was particularly delighted at heart to see the numerous birds and beasts. Beholding a huge mountain ahead of him, he fearlessly ran up to its summit. The chief of the monkeys, O Uma, Parvati, deserved no credit for it. It was all attributable to the glory of the Lord, who devours death himself. Climbing up the hill he surveyed Lanka, a most marvelous fortress that defied description. The charming city was enclosed by a fortification wall of gold inlaid with precious stones of various kinds, and contained many beautiful houses, crossroads, bazaars, lovely streets and lanes, and was decorated in every way. Who could count the multitudes of elephants, horses and mules, the crowds of foot soldiers and chariots and the troops of demons of every shape, a formidable host beyond all description. Groves and orchards, gardens and parks, lakes and also wells, big and small, looked charming, daughters of human beings, nagas, gods and gandharvas, celestial musicians, enraptured with their beauty the minds of even hermits. Here roared mighty wrestlers endowed with huge mountain-like forms. They grappled with one another in many ways in different courts and challenged one another to a duel. Myriads of champions possessing frightful forms sedulously guarded the city on all sides. Elsewhere the vile demons feasted on buffaloes, human beings, cows, donkeys and goats. Tulasadesa has briefly told their story only because they will drop their bodies at the sanctuary of Sri Rama's arrows and thereby attain the supreme state. Seeing a host of guards defending the city, the chief of the monkeys thought to himself, "Let me assume a very minute form